Peace and prosperity be unto all who's listening or watching. It's your girl Shaeranea, right? And I'm back with another video. And today I'm making a video on how you can become or be more organized while staying more productive, right? You want to be productive and organized at the same time, especially if you're like an entrepreneur, a business person, somebody who just opened a business, somebody who is just starting out as a YouTuber. Anything you're doing in life, you want to be more organized and scheduled and persistent with the things that you're doing. So how do you become more organized and productive? That you want to have a routine and something that you do on a daily basis. So you want to focus your mind around having a system that you do every single day, no matter what happens, no matter what's going on in the world, that you do this every day repetitively. It becomes like second nature. It becomes a part of who you are. It becomes your lifestyle. So a routine in your daily life that you do every single day, something that you know you're going to be committed to, something that makes you better. Like if you sleep all day long or you wake up late in the day, you may need to wake up earlier so you can get more things done productively, right? So have a list of things that you want to do each day. Knock off at least have 3 things that you want to accomplish every single day, so you can feel fulfilled and feel like you've done something. Have goals that you can do on a daily basis, things that you can mark off and accomplish, and make sure that you don't put too much pressure on yourself. Make sure you set a time on things that you're doing. Things that you're doing on a daily basis. Make sure if you're working out, you might want to set an hour, 30 minutes for each routine of your workout. It depends on who you are, the way you feel about certain things. It all depends on your personality, your identity, and what you desire as a person. So set times, make sure that you work with those times, and make sure you be really productive in the time that you're giving yourself. When things need to be done, so make sure that you get things done. Things need to be done, so make sure that you're taking the time to do them. Deadlines and dates, so write things down and the time that you would like to fulfill them and finish them. Deadlines don't mean that you can't, if it's not accomplished, that you can't go back and fulfill them. It just means that you want to put a limit of time on something that you feel that you can obtain and achieve with a short period of time. You don't want to put pressure on yourself and make yourself believe that things are not achievable. All things are achievable. Now, some things take more time than you want to think, but a lot of things take a lot more time than you think. So set times, dates, and deadlines for the things that you want to accomplish. Make sure you know the difference between long-term and short-term goals. Long-term goals are the goals that take you at least 5 to 10, 1 to 2 years. And then the short-term goals is something that you can get done within a month, or maybe like 2 to 3 days, or 5 days, maybe 2 weeks. Short-term goals and long-term goals are totally different. So please, when you set your deadlines, make sure you know that some things will take a lot more time than you've written out based on your dates. Don't put stress on yourself to accomplish things that you can't accomplish overnight. Things don't happen overnight. And as long as you're making some progress, that's all that matters, right? So you need to hold yourself accountable. And if you're not somebody who knows how, you need to find somebody who will. So make sure you're focusing on being accountable for your mistakes, your decisions, and your success. No one else is justifiably accountable for your decisions. So another way that you can be more organized is you want to write things down. You want to put things in perspective where you can remember them, so that you're not overwhelming yourself by making yourself overthink things, because sometimes we forget things. The human mind is not meant to remember it all, right? You got those moments in your life where you're like thinking about something, like, oh, I just had it on my mind, and it just slips and you forget exactly what you was going to do, or you walk off and then you knew what you was going to go get and you totally forgot once you got there. It happens to us all. This is the purpose of writing things down and keeping yourself organized, not expecting your brain to remember things always, because at the end of the day, we're human. We make mistakes and we have these experiences, these funks where we don't remember it all, okay? So you can write it down on paper, you can write it down in Microsoft, you can write it down in your notes on your phone, or in a rough draft on your phone. Any way that helps you remember what you're supposed to do or what you plan to do, anything that keeps you organized, or allows you to be able to mark off things little bit by little bit, is better than not having it at all, okay? So a little is better than nothing. So have a clean environment, because you want to, like, if you have a dirty environment, say that things around you, your area, your desk area, the living room, like whatever you working at, and the environment around you is dirty, unorganized, and it makes you think in such a very dysfunctional way. See, I can't think in a dysfunctional way because I like to keep my area clean. I like to make sure that things are organized. I do all my best to make sure that I'm not working in an environment where I'm not able to focus. So where energy is able to flow, you're able to have better focus, right? So you want to have better focus. You want to be able to have a clean environment, somewhere to go where you can feel at peace at, somewhere you can work comfortably, but not too comfortable where you won't get anything done, but comfortable enough where you can get work done productively, right? So done is better than perfect. The thought of perfection keeps us from achieving different things in our lives because we expect things to be a certain way when they turn out to be another. So the best way I can say it is, if you get something accomplished, it's better than it not being done at all. Perfection is just an idealized thing that come to this world and it's not real. You gotta set realistic and reachable goals that doesn't hinder you from continuing growing as a person, right? So yes, done is better than perfect. Progress of anything is better than none. It's better to have any kind of progress than having no progress at all, because if you have no progress, that means you're not growing. That means nothing is, you're not going through the process. You're not taking the steps to get to where you want to be. You're not working hard on goals. You don't have a consistency working towards things on a daily basis. You don't have your routine down. So if you're not progressing, then you're not going through a process. That means you have no routine, no organization. That means you're just totally out of order everywhere, okay? So organized people don't fully expect their brains to remember everything. That is so true. I don't expect myself to remember everything, because if I write it down, I don't necessarily have to remember it all. I could just look back over what I've written. So some things you'll automatically remember because, especially like your goals, your dreams, of course, you're never going to forget those things because that's something that you really want to accomplish. But for the things that, just come to mind and the things that you really need to do recently, you won't always remember those things. So I expect, people to write stuff down and, make sure that you're taking the time to write down the information so you never forget, okay? Okay, label things. What is certain things? Label things in a way that you can remember. Now, not everybody labels A, B through C, D. Most people organize, based on logic or what makes sense to them. So we all organize and do things a different way. We can't expect everyone to be the same. So at the end of the day, as long as it works for you, it doesn't matter if it works for no one else, okay? So at least have 2 or 3 goals that you want to accomplish each day. Something that you can accomplish, whether that's just putting a smile on somebody's face or, going on your affirmations, doing your personal development, or whatever the case that you do on a daily basis that that is something that you never want to stop doing no matter what. So yeah, disorganized people always being caught up by like things in life. Disorganized people get caught up by things that happen in their life, right? Because they're never prepared. They're never ready for the things to come. They're never ready for anything. So if you're prepared, you don't have to worry about getting caught up off guard. You never have to worry about things just happening randomly, because you're always prepared even when circumstances happen, and you're always in a position of adaptability, right? So yeah, that's really important as a person who wants to be better. You want to make sure that you're in a position of adaptability, being able to adapt and endure anything and overcome things, because you're always prepared and willing to get through it, right? So organize, remain, and stay prepared So stay organized, stay ahead, okay? It's better to be ahead than to be behind, right? You don't want to be somebody who's far behind on what's going on. You want to be aware of what's going on in the world. You want to be aware of what's going on with your family and your surroundings and things that's going on in life. It's better to know a little bit about everything than not to know nothing at all, okay? It's never good to think that you know it all, but it's good to work on oneself, okay? So 1 is 2, 2 is 1, and 1 is none. This is have a backup plan. Make sure that you're always prepared. So you have one plan that is solid right now because how things going right, you know, your plan for now. But what's your backup plan in case that plan fails? Like, what that plan doesn't work anymore. Things change in your environment. You have to change up your plans, your routine. So what are you willing to do? What is your backup plan? Do you have one? Make one up. Take lessons organized by experience. Don't go by the dogma. The dogma is based on what other people have learned, because you've yet used your own experience to be the justification for what you teach. Allow your own experience to teach other people. You don't have to, let other people's experience teach you. I get it. You know, it's good to learn from other people. It's good to learn lessons without actually having to experience them, but you want your own experience that you can learn lessons from and that you can teach. You want to be able to be teachable and coachable as well. So ditch dogma. Anything that doesn't make sense. Anything that someone taught you that doesn't make sense, ditch it. It doesn't make sense. Like, why do you need it? Let it go. Always place things back where it goes so you never forget where they are, and that way you won't never be confused about where things were placed. So if you always place things where you want them to be, organize them in a way that you know how to remember, then you will never worry about losing things, right? Liberate things in your life. So the thing about this is you want to be somebody who is a conservative person, somebody who uses things in a proper manner, because the more things you buy in this life, the more things you have to take care of, and you want to use things productively, right? So if I brought, like, say 20 cars, every 20 car that I've gotten, I've had to take care of. I'm going to have to make sure that the oil's good, that they all properly get their tires fixed, that they all properly work. Yeah, you want to make sure that if you're going to buy a whole lot of stuff, that you're able to liberally take care of them in the way that you know how. So make sure you have the financial package to cover everything that you're involved in, and make sure that you don't put too much stress on yourself to do so much because of how society is, and stop keeping up with the times, like, in a sense that is detrimental to yourself. You don't have to be the most popular person. You don't have to have every top car in the world. You don't have to have the biggest house to have a happy life. You need to live the way that you believe that you should live, and define your success based on how you desire it to be, right? You guys have a phenomenal day. I love you guys, and this is how you can be more organized and more productive in your daily lives.